Hey guys, Sophia here from My Great Challenge. This is a pile of wood chips. Did you know there's a program? You can go online and you can put yourself on the list and they would come over to your house and they would deposit or deliver a humongous amount of wood chips for you entirely for free. So guess what I did this year? I did it. Within 2 weeks I got a mound that was probably 3 times this size, and this is the beginning of my garden series for the summer. I'm probably going to do more updates than I usually do. I want to show you what I've done with those wood chips first. So yes, this is a third of what we have. So this is the edges of my property, and I want to show you that I have completely covered the side of the garage. I have about a foot worth of wood chip on this side. So I cleaned up all of this. This is the side that you see from the street. So I went all the way up there. I'm still gonna go probably a little bit further, and then on the other side, here's Scott moping around, and on the other side I did this bed here. It's entirely covered with wood chip as well, and what I did is that I have 2 layers of landscaper's fabric on it so no weed will come out. Put some flowers here. I just spray painted on my pots. Do you know the gray ones I had on the deck? So I have some impatiens going in right now. Now I'm going to show you what the vegetable garden looks like. So unfortunately for us it's raining today, but we're still going to work. So this is the vegetable garden. You've seen it before. It's not a large area, but I did cover this entire area here with the wood chips, and I put a panel. And the reason I did that is because this year we're doing something completely different, and this is what I was talking about when I said I was digging trenches. Right here there's a dip, you see it in my driveway, so all the water from the driveway goes in there and it completely floods the garden area. So I'm doing a French drain this year, guys. So that's what I've been doing for the past 2 weeks, and the reason why I disappeared, we were digging every single night and we did this big trench, and it's tapered, so it's 2 feet on one end and it's less than a foot on the other end. And the vegetable garden is going to be here, and that's what I'm doing today. I'm going to plant my vegetables. So in about 2 weeks from now, this is going to be covered with landscaper's fabric, and then I'm going to dump the equivalent of 4 yards worth of crushed stone, and the crushed stone is going to go here on this side, and it's going to go over here, and it's going to make kind of like a curve right here. We're going to have boulders and big blocks and big rocks, and that's basically going to be a dry riverbed. I'm going to insert a picture so you can see what I mean. And then these are the mesclun from last year. They regrew, so that's good. It's been a lot of work. All right, so this year the one thing we want to do, eventually this is going to be all picket fenced, but not this year. This year, to avoid the deer disaster we had last year, I'm going to put some deer mesh all around. So the first thing I'm going to do now is rake all of this. I'm going to mix some pit moss in it, rake the whole thing, level it. We're going to put the mesh around, and then I'll start planting. So I don't think I've ever mentioned this in previous video, but my soil has a lot of clay. So last week I already went over it with the tiller, but I'm still turning it to just mix it as much as I can. And one of the things that we do every year is pretty much go through the entire garden area and remove as many rocks as we can. And this year we're actually piling the rocks on the side, and we're keeping them because they're going to be used for the riverbed. So here I am, I'm turning my soil over and over again. It's hard work, you guys, okay? It's rained a lot. And with the clay, it makes it very, very heavy. So of course I had help. Willie was in charge of picking up branches, roots, whatever that was organic and I didn't want in the yard. And then later on, you're gonna see Edward. Here's a big rock. Edward was helping me raking a little bit as well, because we needed to level it and slightly slant it towards the riverbed. So it's got about a 3% grade going to the left of this. So yeah, here's Edward pretending to work. I gotta love him. So yeah, we're removing big rocks, All of this is granite, and we have a lot of it, so it's a difficult soil. Here's another rock. It's a difficult soil to work with. So now I'm adding the peat moss, and it's a wonderful way to lighten up your soil. It's a good compost. I love adding peat moss to my garden. I do it every year. It's very fluffy and it helps dry all the clay. Here I am mixing one more time. So I think I've turned this garden about 5 times so far. One time with a tiller and then by hand. So I'm ready for planting. And what I'm doing right now is spacing out all my vegetables. You see I'm laying them to the side. I'm gonna have the tomatoes here with the tallest ones on this side. These are the cucumbers. They tend to grow on this mesh over there. I have eggplant. This is an entire row of eggplant here, followed by 2 kinds of bell peppers. Then I have some cabbage and cauliflower. And then over there is going to be all of the zucchini patch. They need a lot of room. And then I have just 2 fennels over there, but I'm only using the leaves. They're the root ones, but we'll see if I can get some leaves. And then I have some left over here. These are leeks. I have to figure out where I'm going to put them. And then the collard greens are going to go all over there. And then here's going to be for sorrel. I need to plant it. And then these are all the herbs. But I'll show you all of that once that's done. I'm going to go ahead and plant. Well, so I'm done and I have to stop because of the rain. So everything is planted. Not much of a video, I know. It's very difficult to film and do all of that work because it was raining and I really needed to get it done. I have a pile of rocks here. This is all the rocks we pulled out from the garden. That's going to go in the ditch over there later on. I have the deer fence. I don't know if you can see. Okay, so I have it all around. And I have one opening here. I need to do a contraption so I can remove the fence here and then go through this area. But I need to put something together like a gate. This is only temporary, again, because next year I'm doing the picket fence all around it. I just didn't want to do it this year because this year I'm doing this, okay? So I have everything planted in there. I have lemon verbena and mint in those 2 pots because they do spread. And then everything else I've shown you before. I have the tomatoes, the eggplant, cabbage, cauliflower, and lots of zucchinis, and then cucumbers all the way in the back. So that's what the garden looks like this year. I'm going to give you updates if you're interested as they grow and work out whatever problems I may have. Hopefully the deer won't come in. I'm not going to be able to manage rabbits, so I don't know. We'll see. And then in about 2 weeks, I'll get all of this filled out and I'll create a riverbed. So that's going to be interesting videos, I'm sure. And until then, I'll say goodbye. I need to go take a bath because my nails are a big mess. I'll talk to you later, you guys. Bye.